Hi, my name's Rick from Strom Sports Nutrition.
The very first Strom shop, which I might be able to find you a photo of, opened when I was 19, which is 18 years ago. That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's 18 years ago. That feels like history.
Yeah.
That's like 1066.
I won't go that far, but you know.
No, I mean mathematically it's literally not 1066. But yeah, 2007, first Strom shop, little retail store. I used to make signs like this. And I had a store in Bala in Gwynedd. And I thought it would make sense to get a little counter in there with some protein bits and bobs. And I used to buy Gaspari products from Darren Bagaki at Body Active. And we used to sell Syntrax Nectar, and we used to sell some CMP stuff. The market in Bala was very limited. Mail order wasn't really a thing yet. And then I moved to Shropshire, and it closed because I moved to Shropshire. And it was always just like a little side hustle. Moved to Shrewsbury. There was a lack of supplement stores here, and obviously online stuff was starting to become a thing. Started to sell stuff out of my shed. God, that was 10, 11 years ago now. Maybe 11 years ago now. So 2013, 2014, used to buy bankrupt stock, short dated stock, weird American things, used to get Quest bars in when we could get them, Muscle Tech stuff. It was all a little bit of a hodgepodge, and Bodytronics. We used to sell quite a bit of Bodytronics. That went surprisingly well, and there was a retail section in Shrewsbury, and opened our first retail store, and it was okay. The goal was just to make enough money that I didn't have to work for someone else, which we achieved. So I was kind of earning minimum wage. We released Vascumax. Well, no, we released Oats was our very first product. Just oats in a bag. Stroats, Vascumax, then Stimumax, and then with some valued input from Dave Crossland, I wanted to put together an on-cycle product just of all the things that I used to take and some stuff that Dave suggested. And Dave's input was incredibly valuable. And that was, I think, that's probably more like 9 years ago. I think we'd have to check. And I got that into the hands of James Hollingshead, Luke Sandow, Ben Chow, JP was using it, and they all posted phenomenal blood work. I think JP gave us one of our earliest plugs actually, which was really, really well received. And it just blew up overnight. And then off the back of that, we did Glycomax, which are GDA. I used to really like GDAs, but I thought it could be done better. Will Carver had some input on that one. At some point during that time, we moved from a small shop in the Riverside Centre to a bigger shop in the Riverside Centre, which we will have some footage of. We'll have some footage of both on YouTube. I don't know how good it will be, because a lot of it was like filmed on my MacBook, and things started to escalate. We picked up our first trade account, which I think was Mark at Cardiff Sports Nutrition, and that gave us that kind of credibility to then move into other stores. The trade side of things grew quite well, and then we moved to a warehouse because we were sending out more parcels than we were having walk-in customers. And actually, as a retailer, a walk-in customer can take up a lot of your day, and if you're trying to pack up parcels, it can be quite inconvenient. So we moved to Unit 7E, Centurion Park, and actually I remember getting a load of comments at the time from people who were are you doing okay? Sorry things aren't going well for you, because we moved from quite a big, flashy retail location to Unit 7E, Centurion Park, which was a cold warehouse. But for the type of business we were doing, it made much more sense. We opened in the back room, our first kind of training room. So we had some Atlas stones, we had a couple of bits of gym equipment, we had some deadlifting space. That became a cool little gym community. We had to move out of that unit because the landlord decided they were going to knock those buildings down, and we ended up coming here, and it was to the other side of the road. Lads came to that unit a lot. That unit was a big jump up for us in terms of expense and in terms of professionalism, in terms of what we could do, racking, storage, all those things. And I think it was absolutely the right move. Business grew more rapidly there than anywhere else. We've now jumped there to here, to a new unit, which is double the size. We've done that because we were running out of space there. We could have done with like a mezzanine or an extra 20% space. But you know, sometimes an opportunity comes up and really this was just what was available. It's double the size of our old unit, which is way more than we needed. So we kind of had a conversation about how do we make that work? And we decided if we make the gym available to the public, but limited members of the public, if we can get like 50 members, that will cover the difference in rent between the old unit and the new unit. We've got more space than we ever possibly thought we would need. I hope in 3 years' time we'll be doing a video about how it's full. At the moment, it's we're a little bit under capacity, which is nice because you can move and everything's super easy to get at, but it feels weird after being crammed in for so long. But the new unit means we've now got a proper clinic for the Hench project, a proper clinic for Evelina. We've got a martial arts gym, we've got a changing room, we've got a shower, we've got a sauna. We've got the Elite Sports Performance Centre, which I'm expecting lads to give me shit for because it is the most ridiculous, over-dramatic name for a small private training facility ever. We've got a load of parking spaces when we run open days, and I've got my own forklift.
Do you have a license?
Don't need a license, it's my forklift. I've got mad skills, Brev. Because it's been so staged, every jump up has been relatively moderate, as is often the case. As a business, we've never taken any funding, we've never had loans, so the growth has been gradual, right? We haven't just gone from nothing to, oh fuck, how am I here? This has been super motivating. I love coming to work. I mean, I liked coming to work before, but I didn't have a room like this to sit in and stroke my ego. I come here every day and think, what can we do to be better? What can we do to be more useful? What can I do to give Azza something to do? Another little thing actually, so we had the retail store in Shrewsbury and then we moved to a warehouse and we haven't had a proper retail store since. Going back to having a proper retail space has dramatically improved retail sales. So that's been really, really positive. And then the martial arts space is completely pointless. It's just for me.
When you say martial arts?
The only martial art. Well, no, I do other martial arts.
Such as?
Punching. You don't remember blackjack from when you were a kid, you didn't have a childhood. I thoroughly encourage you to give it a try. It also stacks really well with Vascumax.
I'm assuming that was you done.
I think that was okay. I think that was okay.
See you in a bit, Kirst.
In a bit, lizard dick.